Hey guys, it's Kevin with eSig Advanced. Today we're going to talk about the SafeSig Micro. This is a new product from the SafeSig and a lot of people are really excited about it. A lot of people have been waiting on it, so today we're going to let you know if it was worth the wait. Starting with the packaging and the presentation, I gave it a 5 out of 5, mostly because it's a great transition product. Just the size, the shape, and the feel of this. When you reach for your normal pack of cigarettes, if you keep them in your pocket, in your purse, rolled up in your sleeve, whatever you like to do, when you reach for the SafeSig Micro, it's just going to feel like that pack of cigarettes, so it's going to make that transition to e-cigs just that much easier. So that's really cool, and they're kind of doing something bold with doing this. So for being bold and making it such a good transition product, I went ahead and gave it a 5 out of 5 on the packaging and presentation. The battery and the responsiveness, I gave it a 4 out of 5. The only problem with the battery was essentially that the life of it is a lot less than I had expected. And that kind of comes with micro batteries. The smaller the battery, the less life you're going to get. It's just kind of a rule across the board. But the battery definitely doesn't last too long. You might get an hour and a half. You might get 2 hours if you're lucky. So if you're on the go with the SafeSig Micro, be sure to charge it up. On the responsiveness, it's just as responsive as the original SafeSig. You're going to get a full hit your first hit. That makes it pretty great in terms of the responsiveness. And the vapor itself, they've added what they've called smooth draw technology to this. So essentially what that is they added some vents at the base of the battery that make it a lot easier to pull on the SafeSig Micro than the original SafeSig. And they've also added some technology to the battery that I really don't know about, but it really does have a smoother draw, and it gives you just an overall easier vape than you would get with the original SafeSig. And so on the vapor and the flavors, I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5 as well. And another reason for that is they've added 10 additional flavors, which is something that's a little bit overdue for the SafeSig. The SafeSig just had the three traditional flavors beforehand. You can still get those with the Micro if that's what you like. You're not going to miss it with this. But some people can't make that transition as easy with just the 3 tobacco flavors, and they kind of need something a little bit different. And these flavors are regionally named, so they don't have that. There's no way they could be marketed towards children anyway. So it's cool to see the SafeSig moving into new flavors without going against their policy of not marketing e-cigs towards children in any way, and just for adults only. So for the improvements in the vapors and the flavors overall, and I really like some of the new flavors, I gave it a 5 out of 5. And overall on the SafeSig Micro, I gave it a 5 out of 5 because it's such a good transition product. I like mini e-cigs anyway, and this is one of the lightest and the smallest I've ever used. It really feels like nothing. So if you want that, if you want something that's going to just make it a lot easier to transition from your normal cigarettes to an e-cig, make sure to check out the SafeSig Micro, because that's exactly what it's going to be for you. And for more reviews and coupons, make sure to check out esigadvanced.com.